Shalom. Giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Amrachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the full elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now this, what I'm about to play, it just demonstrates, how low or how much society has fallen. When you'll have a woman that'll ask such a question that you're getting ready to hear. Because the society, here in the West, here in Babylon, people are very complacent with, laziness, enjoying decadence without being productive, just being lazy, and that's culture here in the Western world. So you're gonna hear this woman, she's gonna ask a question, and following that particular question is a bunch of responses from the men, who are appalled for this woman to have the audacity to even ask such a question. All right, this place is this is how you know that it's circling the drain, man. It's just going down the drain. But let me play this real quick.
So my whole question is, how do you guys go to the gym 5 days a week and work a 9 to 5? Do you think that's possible?
They're not doing it.
Are you guys lying about it?
Stupid son of a... I can't stand a dumb motherfucker, man. You stupid. You must unlearn what you have learned.
Because when I came across it on YouTube, is your boy Rome.
All right, so you pretty much heard what she said. She's basically amazed that men are able to not only work a 9 to 5, but to also go and further improve themselves. Going to the gym, working out, improving your strength, your health. She think that, that's just, it's beyond her imagination. She think that that's impossible. And when you got people like that think this way, that lets you know that the type of society in which we live in. It's too much decadence, too much idleness. What are these younger folks are within this newer generation? What the hell are they doing? So anyway, I'll let the gentleman here, I think this is his channel, and I'll let him finish what he's about to say, and then I'm gonna just go into the scriptures. We come from a scriptural base understanding, all right? And we know the scriptures teach us against being lazy, all right? And that's what the society, it sets up the environment to, not be conducive, to not be productive. You can sit on your ass, you can find time to gossip, come up with silly, dumb shit. And you can even make a living off of doing nothing, versus actual people who have certain skills that put in the work, that put in the labor to keep society flourishing, and they're not as valued. So yeah, this place, man, folly is set in great dignity as it is written. But anyway, let's hear what he says.
Back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So these women have been trending recently due to this question, and men have been responding, and I can understand why, because when I came across this, I was like, bro, y'all just try to find anything to argue about. First it was the black men are not going to college, then it's, oh, okay, like, how are y'all going working 9 to 5s and going to the gym? This one really rubs me the wrong way because, for one, I was doing that for a very long time before I started doing YouTube full time. And second of all, if you go to any gym, I guarantee you 999 times out of 1,000, you're going to see far more men than you are women in the damn gym. So why the fuck?
Exactly. And you know, the women that are there, you want to know the ones that actually are that are present in in the gym. You want to know what groups of women are there. The Edomite woman, the Snow Bunny, the Northern Kingdom women, the so-called Latinas, some Asian women. You rarely see a few black women. And some days I don't even see them in there. I see mainly the rest of these other women. So that also explains it all too. All right. The scriptures, you know, when you analyze productivity and making progress, the scripture speaks about doing everything with all your might. You know, anything that you set your hand to do, it says to do it with all your might. All right. I think that's in Ecclesiastes, if I'm not mistaken. The scripture speaks against a slothfulness, being lazy, being lackadaisical. All right. Even in this work, even in this truth, when you laboring in this thing, you're not supposed to be lazy. The scriptures speak on being diligent, being persistent, you know, being in season, out of season, you know, constantly, you know, moving in the labor, in the work. So it's the same thing even when you apply it to principles of this world. Whatever you set your hand to do, whatever craft that it is that you're a part of, whatever it is, you put in that work, man, and you dedicate yourself. But here, it's a lot of people that don't have discipline. They don't have the discipline and the patience to be able to, you know, be motivated to work towards these accomplishments or these goals. So that's but going back to the gym, when I'm there, I get off of work, I go home, I come out of my clothes, I put on the clothes to go hit the gym. And when I go up in the gym, I'm focused on, you know, my gains, you know, improving myself. And I'll look around and I'll see that there's a few women in there, but there's definitely more men in there than the women. I'm pretty sure a lot of those men, they're working men. So why is this even a question? Why don't you get your lazy ass up and go to the gym and see? You got a lot of idleness here in this society, man. And the scriptures say a house falls through when there's idle hands. Let me see if I can find that. Salakia. I know there's a scripture that talks about a house, you know, basically falling through when it's not well kept, when it's, you know, when there's slothfulness. Hold up, let me see. It's got to be in Proverbs somewhere. Let me check. Here we go. So it's in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 10 and 18, it says, by much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. That was what I wanted. All right. So that you cannot stress the importance of, being productive. All right. Everybody has to labor. Okay, for society to flourish, to maintain, to continue, people have to do what they got to do, and that includes your own body. Talking about your temple, your flesh. That's the purpose of going to the gym. If you just laying on your ass and you eating all the time, your body's gonna feel the effects of that. You just eating a bunch of bullshit and you're not active. You're inactive. You're gonna gain a bunch of weight, and you're gonna develop all these illnesses, all these infirmities. You're gonna get weaker. All right. And so think of your body as that building, because the scriptures say our body is a temple. And Paul did say bodily exercise profiteth little. So there is an importance to bodily exercise. So after I'm done, giving this devil his time on the plantation so I can earn my daily bread, now I can have my own time to work on myself, put in work for me. And when we do these shows, these lessons, and you putting in work for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So either way, you putting in work, man. So these women, they're living in a world where they don't have to really do much, because society already caters to their every need. That's why the scriptures, when we always go into the prophecy on the woman being at ease, it's because she's, a lot of these women, they done lived off the system. And that's why they're in fear right now that Trump is making all these cuts, because it's forcing them to have to, get back into the workforce. You've had the luxury of basically sitting on your ass, getting popping out babies, and then using the system to basically take care of yourself. That's through laziness. You got time to just be idle, stationary. You got, the government providing your assistance for your housing. So you got shelter, you got a roof. Then you getting WIC and SNAP and all these different benefits. So a woman from that world, she wouldn't be able to fathom somebody that's constantly active. So this question right here, like it definitely generated a response. So let me I'll get a few more precepts, but I'll listen to a little more of this, see what some of these men are talking about. Matter of fact, let me do this, because let me because I heard one of the men, I watched like half of this, but one of the dudes, him right here. Yep. Let me play it from right there.
And actually getting the lift in. Hey, how many sets you got left, bro? You said 3? Let me work in with you. I ain't about to wait. Like, no, bro. Oh my God, I don't see how y'all do it, bro. Shout out to everybody that work at 9 to 5 and get off work and go to the gym after. But I'm a morning guy. I couldn't see myself working out at 6. Every machine took it. It's 150 people in the gym. Like, nah, y'all got it. Shout out to y'all 6 p.m. people, because
if you work out before you go to work or after, you are a bad motherfucker. The reason why I say that, Finding the mental strength to drag yourself in, not even knowing what your day is about to be like when you clock into work. To show up for yourself every day like that, that is a badass mindset. The people that go to the gym after work, their body and mind has already went through some shit. Their body has already went through some shit. And yet they still find that extra energy to be like, you know what? I gave them my time. Now this is my time. That is so badass, you hear me? I don't care what kind of occupation you have. Putting yourself first is all I care about. If you go to the gym before you go to work, or even after you go to work, yo, I am proud of you. And this is coming from somebody that's been doing this shit for a while. Having the mental strength to constantly do this shit sometimes is actually, I have more excuses not to show up than motivation to show up. I still use a little bit of motivation. I'm proud of you. Keep going.
And that's facts, man. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, you're doing it for self-improvement, and you also doing it because you want to be productive. You don't want to be idle. Okay? So that woman that asked that question is because she lives in a world where she ain't got to really do much. Okay? Now the scriptures even tell you about when it comes to women, right? You know, you have women in the truth that know about the virtuous woman that it speaks about in Proverbs, the 31st chapter. One of the traits of a woman that's virtuous is she's not lazy. All right, she's constantly, you know, productive with her hands. All right, let's go there real quick. It's Proverbs 31. Let me go to the NLT on this. Proverbs 31:10, it says, "Who can find a virtuous and capable wife?" And that alienates majority of the women here. Now you got a few sisters, you know, that's on that verge, you know, because we all are evolving. We all are, you know, striving for the mastery, right? So there's exceptions to the rule, but majority of the women in this society and what this society produces, you're not going to find this. This is the reason why men are no longer marrying, all right? It says, she is more precious than rubies. She's, you know, very valuable, right? Her husband can trust her and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She finds wool and flax and bustily spins it. She is like a merchant ship, bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn. And a lot of these young broads, they're not getting up that early. They sleeping in. To prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servants' girls. They ain't doing that. They're getting, you know, they ordering a takeout. They're getting deliveries sent to them. So she ain't got to get up and do it. It says she goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. These chicks don't know how to plant. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamps burns late into the night. Her hands are busy spinning thread. Her fingers twisting fiber. Come on, man. This woman, she's putting in work. She extends a helping hand to the poor and opens her arms to the needy. She has no fear of winter for her household, for everyone has worn clothes. She makes her own bedspreads. She dresses in fine linen and purple gowns. Her husband is well known at the city gates, where he sits with the other civic leaders. She makes belted linen garments and sashes to sell to the merchants. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. So this is a woman that has sense. You know, she's she's discreet. She has discretion. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. I'm going to repeat that last part. And suffers nothing from laziness. And that's the problem. Some of these women, they're just lazy. Let's just shoot it down the middle. And that's why they'll, gain so much weight and don't want to work on improving themselves. Change your diet and work out. Become active. A lot of that weight gain is because of inactivity and you not being disciplined with what you put in your body. So that's why you see most of our women, they're bloated, they're big and overweight, out of shape. And that's also the curse too in Isaiah the 3rd chapter. Instead of a girdle or rent, but there's really no excuse. And these will be the same women that'll they'll shoot you down because you're not tall enough, and that's something that you can't control. But if a man turn you down because you're overweight, and he's out of your league, you have the nerve to demonize him and get all emotional and call him insecure and say that, oh, he's body shaming. But that's something that you can actually control. So all it is just you're suffering from laziness. So that's why you'll question if a man can leave after his job and go straight to the gym. That's not really a hard thing to do. If you're motivated and if you're disciplined. You got brothers that'll go to school or go to a trade, then go to their job or vice versa, and then go have time to work out, and then have to come home and take care of responsibilities at the house. If you got children, you got to come home and deal with your children and the household. But yet men are still not valued, and women don't really care. They don't really consider. So let me go from there, because the scriptures tell you about the traits of Sodom and Gomorrah, and America holds the same value system. They have the same behavior, and that's why the Lord's going to judge America like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. So what were the things that was found in ancient Sodom? I always go to this verse right here, Ezekiel 16:49. And it says Sodom's sins were pride, gluttony, and laziness. Basically decadence, just like here in the West. Right? You have all this time to sit around and eat, drink, get on this pill or that, or smoke this or smoke that, and watch a bunch of television and get entertained, and gain 100 to 200 pounds, and basically freak off. You could sit down and from the press of your finger on a smartphone screen, you can have somebody come over and blow your back out. And then after that, with the pressing of a finger on a smartphone screen, you can have somebody come bring food. So all that is provided to you right here. It says, while the poor and needy suffered outside her door, she was proud and committed detestable sins, so I wiped her out as you have seen. And the Lord's going to make the same example out of this wicked place. So, the scriptures say idleness teacheth much evil. That's in Sirach, the 33rd chapter. So that's why it's needful, to be productive. Whether you working on yourself, working on your craft, or you working for someone else, you being a servant, a hired servant, all right, so that you can earn your own daily living. So yeah, these people, man, they ain't shit, man. Let me grab 1 Timothy. This is 1 Timothy 5:12. I mean, I'm gonna start at 11. It says, the younger widows should not be on the list because their physical is talking about those who fulfill the requirement of basically getting help. All right, when you're receiving charity, is talking about dealing with taking care of your widows and elders. Verse 11, it says, the younger widows should not be on the list because their physical desires will empower their devotion to Yahushua, and they will want to remarry. Then they would be guilty of breaking their previous pledge. And if they are on the list, they will learn to be lazy and will spend their time gossiping from house to house, meddling in other people's business and talking about things they shouldn't. And that's what you see with these younger women. They got a lot of free time. They're not doing nothing productive, and they're being real messy, gossiping all the damn time. And you see that on these reality shows with, the Housewives of Atlanta, the Basketball Wives, and all these different TV shows where these women are just idle and, they living comfortable and they getting in a drama talking a bunch of shit about each other. But it's like, you look at them, you're like, so what exactly do these women really do besides this shit? And it's just an ongoing thing. And these women, they sit there and they watch it and think that this is a life. That's why it says, I believe in the same chapter, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Because you're not feeding your spirit, you're feeding your flesh. All right. So that's where society goes wrong. All right, you gotta put them to the labor, to the work. Men are supposed to work and women are supposed to work. All right, and traditionally the man, he worked outside of the house, the woman, she worked in the house. But as long as she's being productive and not being lazy. Okay. So, there's more precepts that I can bring out, but I'm just responding to this right here. If you gotta ask that question and you think that it's impossible to do, that's because you're just lazy. You're not a productive individual. All right. And men are gonna walk right past you. You're not gonna be in their peripheral. All right. Have something to bring to the table, man. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna give all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. And until the next one, Shalom.